Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I thought today we could show off the air-to-ground radar and maybe the T-pod, drop some bombs, some GBUs, do some air-to-ground stuff. Please keep in mind that, again, this video is not intended to be a, procedural tutorial or something. I'm just showing you some of the capabilities of the aircraft that I've learned so far. We're going to come over here and turn off the navigation lights. As you can see, they are on. We're going to turn formation lights off and position lights off. Okay, so those are off now. I want to show you the nav FLIR. Look at this. You turn this knob to bright. You turn the contrast up. You'll see, there it is. You see that? Look at that. Look at what it does to the HUD. Imagine it's nighttime. It's pitch black outside. And I'm going to show you exactly how useful this can be. You can set the brightness and contrast as you like. And then look at how it shows the terrain. Look at that. That's water out in front. Let me turn it towards the city. The solid green is water. And let me turn it towards the city. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You can see how useful this would be in a night operation, right? Especially for navigating terrain and stuff. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Looks so good. This is, by the way, the new Sinai map that's expected to come out very soon. Look at the night lighting in this map. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and hide the stick. We'll do that by pressing backspace. And then we're gonna put the HSI down here, press the menu button, pull up the HSI at the bottom here. Okay, we'll go ahead and range it out. So that's our waypoint, or steer point, if you will. Steer point 1 alpha, as seen on the UFC here. We're gonna put master arm to hot. We're gonna come over here and press the menu and then bring up the air-to-ground radar. There it is, look at that. We're going to take control of the radar by pressing castle switch left long. And look at that. So that's the air-to-ground radar. Let me go ahead and turn in to waypoint 1, or steer point 1 alpha, I should say. As indicated on the HUD here. Just turning towards that steer point now. And we talked about this in the last video. The steer point on the HUD will display as a circle. As we pull it into the HUD here, you'll see that. And it's also indicated on the HSI at the bottom here. Any second now. There it is. That's the circle. That's steer point 1 alpha. Okay, steer point 3 is the target. So we're gonna, and that's the part that we want the air-to-ground radar to give us the image of. So we're gonna go ahead and come down here to the air-to-ground radar. We're gonna bump it out to a range 40, and look at this, waypoint 2, waypoint 3. Notice how 3 is a triangle. We're gonna press SP at the top here, select waypoint 3. Right, you see how it has the cross on it? Now we're gonna press HRM for high resolution map. And we're gonna press the TDC press button, and you'll see that it's counting down at the bottom here, 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6. So it's scanning that, creating a high resolution map for me. And we should get a nice return here. And there it is. And you see, it's not very good. And the reason for that is because my altitude is actually low. I'm only 5,000 feet. I find that this works best between 12 to 15, maybe 20,000 feet. You get a much more clear image. If you just leave that, it continues to scan and build, it tries to build a more clear and better image. So we're gonna allow it to do that. As we climb here, we're at 6,000 feet. We're gonna climb to like I said, about 17 to 20,000 feet-ish. Maybe like 15, we'll see, but it doesn't matter. As we go higher, you'll see that that will get a better and better image of what we're looking at. Our objective is 2 Tupolev 22s over there, and there's also some sort of air defense that we'll try to hit with the bomb as well. We're going to pull in the T-pod here and lay some targets, show you guys all that. And here we go. You see the image is slightly clearing up. There you go. You can see now the shape of the runway. You see that? but it's going to get a better image for us. Give it a second here. It's 4, 3, 2, 1, and there it is. Look at that. That's a runway. That's a ramp, and that's a Tupolev 22. And I'm going to put it to target down here, and I'm going to press TDC press, and that's going to designate that location. Okay, you'll see why that's important in a second here. We're going to come over here, and we're going to select our bombs. So we're going to go to armament. Oops, sorry. Armament, air to ground. And then we're going to click the GBUs. We're going to set up a program here, program 1. How are we going to do this? CDIP, program 2. So you can set different programs. That's what I'm trying to do here. Program 3, 4, 1. Let me do an auto drop. Let's do an auto drop. So put this to auto. There we go. And then we'll step. And I want a nose to tail fuse. So that's my setup for program 1. That's how I have that set up. And that's how it's going to drop all of my GBU-12s. Okay. So we'll go ahead and come back to press menu again. And we're going to take the T-Pod. And the T-Pod, look, it has RDR up here. It's looking at that exact point we designated on the air-to-ground radar. Okay, look, you see that point that's designated, which I believe to be a Tupolev 22? It's looking right at that. So we're going to go ahead and take charge of that T-Pod by pressing Castle Right. And we'll use Auto Acquisition Forward to zoom in. We'll press EXP here to get a digital zoom as well. And we're going to designate that once again with TDC depress. And that looked like a Tupolev 22 to me. So we'll switch to air-to-ground master mode. And we'll start turning in towards that target. And you can constantly get a better and better scan of that location too. So you can see how powerful this thing can be using the air-to-ground radar to get a high-resolution map of a target area. And then literally plugging that designation point into your T-Pod and dropping a bomb right on that exact point. That's a huge deal. Very, very capable aircraft here. So we're going to go ahead and turn in here. You should see a very familiar line. You see that. Those of you familiar with CCRP, continuously computed release point. It's got to be the auto drop that we selected for our bombs. That line, we're going to line that up. I'm looking for that air defense site, using the T-Pod here to zoom in and out. TDC to look around. Looking for an air defense site, which I can't really see. Not seeing anything yet. We're at 8,000 feet, so I'm going to need to climb a little bit. But we're going to actually offset to the left here until we find that air defense. We'll kill it, and then we'll hit our targets. So that's going to force us to use the T-Pod a little bit and get used to it and designate some targets with it. Go ahead and trim the aircraft out, and let's see what we can find here. That looks like a building. I thought that was like a moving radar, but I don't think it is. It very much looks like a building as we get closer. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Those look like a bunch of hangars. Nothing I'm seeing looks like a vehicle. We are using white hot. Oh, HSI is not going to show that, but I know that's a RWR ping. So that air defense is probably turning on, looking for me. Continuing to look on the T-Pod here. As we offset slightly left, I see some. Look at this. What is? There we go. You see those white returns right there? Go ahead and zoom in on that, and that is some sort of air defense. We'll designate that by TDC press. And there's the airfield. We'll go ahead and turn in. That CCRP line, release point line, will be on that point that I just designated on the T-Pod. So we'll go ahead and line that up now. There it is. Multifunction button in order to laze. You see the flashing L on the T-Pod. So it is lasing now. There's the line coming down. I'm going to hold the pickle button, and that's going to flash on the HUD when the bomb is gone. There it goes. There's the flash. So pickle, bomb away. And we'll just continue to laze that. Slight offset left to not mask the T-Pod as we go over. And just continuing to laze that point flying 15,000, which should be outside of his range, so he can't touch us anyway. He did try though, he definitely tried to lock us up there. Okay, time to impact here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact. There it is. Very cool. Very cool. That's so cool. So we used an air-to-ground radar to designate this entire airfield, and then we used the T-pod to look around and identify a target and kill it. Now let's go back to that same Tupolev 22 we originally designated with the air-to-ground radar. And there he is. So we are masking now, so just give me a second here to turn in. And then we'll roll out, and there we go. Go ahead and zoom in with auto acquisition forward. There you go, there's your Tupolev 22. Once again, TDC down to designate that on the T-pod. And we're going to turn in, line them up. And that line that comes down the release line, the Q, that's your cue for obviously holding the pickle button, and then the aircraft will automatically release that bomb whenever it knows that the time is right. And you'll know that indicator once again by the flashing reticle. It will tell you that that bomb has been released and is now off the aircraft. So we have time to release here. 4, 3, 2, watching that line, holding pickle, and there it goes. Okay, and we'll continue to laze. I like to zoom out just to for the cinematics, and so you guys can get a better view. Of course, you should be zoomed in as far as possible to make sure that bomb hits that exact point, and that's a good hit there. All right, a good splash there. We got one more Tupolev 22. We're gonna repeat the exact same steps. Go ahead and designate him. Keeps getting masked because I'm flying away. So we're going to have to get a little bit of distance, turn around, and re-engage, redesignate that point. As we completely wreck our targets here over the Sinai. Beautiful sunrise right behind us. Okay, now turning back into that airfield. And we have our new Tupolev 22, the second Tupolev 22 designated. Press TDC down. There we go. Designate. Line up the reticle with the line. Time to release. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the pickle. Release. Okay, and we are lasing once again. That is shown by the flashing L on the T-pod. Slight offset to the left to not mask the pod. And we have impact in... there it is. I mean, we hit him. Didn't kill him, though. That Tupolev 22 is never going to fly again. But I know I'm never going to hear the end of it in the comment section, so I'm going to re-attack it. And we'll just drop one more bomb on it, kill it, and then we'll go home. Just to be absolutely certain that he's dead. But in terms of, I've done a couple of videos now where I've talked about how complex the F-15 is, and it is, because it's a very capable platform, the Strike Eagle. But once you start to get the hang of it, as I feel like I'm slowly getting, it does prove to be kind of an intuitive aircraft here. So we'll go ahead and line this up once again. Point's already designated. Fly to that release point line, holding pickle the whole time. And there it goes. A little bit of a low drop, but it should still hit, no problem. And impact. And that time he died. Alright guys, so that's some of the air-to-ground capabilities. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.